Hello everyone, welcome back to Circuit Masterclass. When selecting a substation insulator, many engineers pay attention to insulation level, BIL, and clearance distance. However, one parameter plays a crucial role in ensuring reliable operation in polluted environments: creepage distance. A wrong selection of creepage distance can cause leakage current, surface tracking, and even flashover during fog, dew, or light rain. In this video, I'll explain what creepage distance is, why it is important, and how to calculate it according to IEC standards. Let's get started. What is creepage distance? Creepage distance is the shortest distance measured along the surface of an insulator between two conductive parts. Remember, this is not the straight line distance through air. Imagine an ant walking from the energized terminal to the grounded metal fitting, following every shed and rib of the insulator. The distance traveled by the ant is the creepage distance. The longer this path, the more difficult it becomes for leakage current to create a continuous conducting path over the insulator surface. Why is creepage distance important? Under clean weather conditions, an insulator performs very well. But over time, dust, salt, cement particles, industrial smoke, and other contaminants settle on the insulator surface. When fog, dew, or moisture wets these deposits, they become conductive. Leakage current starts flowing along the surface. If the current increases further, dry bands are formed. These dry bands produce small arcs, and eventually, these arcs join together to create a complete flashover. Notice that the flashover occurs along the surface of the insulator, not through the air. That is why proper creepage distance is essential for reliable substation operation. Step 1. Determine the pollution level according to IEC 815. The first step is to determine the pollution severity of the installation site. The standard classifies locations into 4 categories based on environmental conditions. Light pollution, rural and agricultural areas with frequent rainfall. Medium pollution, residential and moderately industrial areas. Heavy pollution, industrial zones, thermal power plants, and coastal regions exposed to sea winds. Very heavy pollution, cement plants, chemical industries, mining areas, desert regions, and locations very close to the sea. Step 2. Select the specific creepage distance. IEC recommends the following minimum specific creepage distances. Light pollution, 16 mm per kilovolt. Medium pollution, 20 mm per kilovolt. Heavy pollution, 25 mm per kilovolt. Very heavy pollution, 31 mm per kilovolt. These values are expressed in millimeters per kilovolt of the highest system voltage. Step 3. Calculate the creepage distance. The IEC formula is very simple. Minimum creepage distance equals specific creepage distance times highest system voltage times diameter correction factor KD. For most standard post insulators having an average diameter below 300 mm, the diameter correction factor is 1.0. For larger diameter insulators, IEC recommends using correction factors of 1.1 or 1.2 depending on the average diameter. Practical example. Let's calculate the creepage distance for a 132 kV substation. The highest equipment voltage is 145 kV. Suppose the substation is located in a heavy industrial area. So, pollution level equals heavy. Specific creepage distance equals 25 mm per kilovolt. Diameter correction factor equals 1.0. Therefore, minimum creepage distance equals 25 times 145 equals 3625 mm. So, the selected insulator should have a creepage distance of at least 3625 mm. If the same substation were located near the seashore, the pollution level would become very heavy. In that case, 31 times 145 equals 4495 mm. Simply changing the pollution category increases the required creepage distance by almost 900 mm. Important design considerations. While selecting an insulator, don't look only at the creepage distance. IEC also recommends considering several profile parameters including shed spacing, shed inclination, average diameter, and the mounting position of the insulator. These factors influence the pollution performance of the insulator. Common mistakes. Here are a few mistakes engineers should avoid. Using nominal voltage instead of the highest system voltage. ignoring the actual pollution level of the site, forgetting the diameter correction factor for large post insulators, selecting an insulator based only on mechanical strength without checking its creepage distance. Let's quickly summarize. First, identify the pollution level. Second, select the appropriate specific creepage distance from the IEC recommendations. Third, use the highest system voltage for the equipment. Finally, calculate the minimum creepage distance and select an insulator with an equal or higher creepage value. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Circuit Masterclass for more practical electrical engineering tutorials. Thank you.